101 ESPN.
Speaking with Adam Wainwright here on 101 ESPN. Burwell and Stelton out here in the cold. That's Adam shaking there.
I'm telling you. And you know what's funny? I would have to imagine when you came that close to winning the Cy Young this offseason, were you at all surprised when you found out that apparently one-loss totals don't mean that much anymore?
Well,
I was, because I'm still mad because I was like, I've been.
Yeah, I am because you know what, and I want to make something clear. I'm not bitter about the voting because I keep hearing these articles coming out. People saying, "Hell, you're bitter about the Cy Young." Huh? I'm like, you know what? There's no right answer because of course you want to win the Cy Young every year, but I want it to be a Cardinal. But win-loss does mean something, or it wouldn't matter going into playoffs. You know, I mean, why does a team have a win-loss record if it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
There's something to be said for getting a lead and holding it. You know, a lead does nothing if you go out there and give up 3 the next inning to tie the score back up. So certain pitchers got better run support, fine, but certain pitchers also did a better job of holding on to the runs to the lead that they got. So to say that win-loss doesn't mean anything, that's somebody who's never played a sport because winning and losing is everything that you do.
See, the end result, that's just
What if I went out there and I was 2-22 with a 2, but I got no run support? Are you going to vote for me to Cy Young? No
Thank
chance.
you. Yeah.
What if I went 22-2 with a 4.5? There's somebody's going to vote for me.
Yeah. Exactly. And, I mean, I've had arguments with the new school baseball guys about this. I said, okay, let me ask you then, if every time Adam Wainwright went out on the mound and they won 25 games with him on the mound, and let's go find Joe Schmo. How many games did they win with him? 7 or 8. Who's the better pitcher? Is it a coincidence that a team is winning every time you go out there? I never understood that logic. I understand that they're trying to make it as intelligent a process as possible, but I think sometimes these guys outsmart themselves.
Yeah, at some point you're instead of making it more intelligent, you're just doing the opposite.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be intelligent, man.
Next year, though, if I strike out 250 people and win 12 games, then I'll be arguing for sabermetrics.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just a guy trying to be a contrarian, man.
No, yeah.
That's all it is. It's somebody trying to prove that he's looking deeper than anybody else and trying to be different. It's nonsense.
I think 2 years ago, Brandon Webb won 22 games and didn't win. And Tim had equally a good year as he had that year. So I think what I'm going to try to do is to strike out everybody.
Yeah.
I think
there you go.
I think Dunk and Tony would punch me in the face if they heard me say that.
Yes, they would.
That's a joke for all you writers out there that think I'm serious and want to write a He's Bitter article. You just take it easy. That's a joke.
Speaking with Adam Wainwright here on 101 ESPN, Burwell and Stelton with you. Now, how much fun is it to be in a rotation like this? Obviously, you got Carp there. You guys bring in Brad Penny. I mean, this is as formidable as it could get for a lot of opposing hitters out there, and it's got to be fun for you.
Yeah, on paper we're pretty good.
I'd say on the field you're pretty good
whether
too.
Brad or Kyle is our 3 or 4, it doesn't really matter because you're going to get a good quality starter out of that spot either way. But we got 4 guys right now, and I don't know who the 5th starter is, so I can't say 5. But 4 guys right now that could shut anybody down on any given day. So that's a luxury for any team to have. Now we still have to go out there and do it. You know, there's lots of teams that look great on paper and don't get it done. But I think we have the right mindset here and the right coaching staff that won't allow, our guys to go out there and just be mediocre.
How does that affect your mindset going out there knowing, you know what, I don't have to carry the load. Carb can do this. This guy can do it. You got a lot of teams that have that one ace, and then 2, 3, and 4 could be a question mark, and that ace always feels the pressure to get that, at least that one win. You guys don't really have that. Is that, do you notice?
Well, I could say this, and I think the other 3 locked starters would tell you the same thing, is that when I go out there, I feel like I'm the ace. I don't think anything different than I'm carrying the load that day. It's all on me. And if I do that, then I'll prepare myself better, and I'll go out there with a focus that's better than if I just went out there and said I don't have to shoulder the load. When I go out there, I'm the guy who's going to win or lose that game in my own brain.
Because it's funny because you and I, we had this conversation before the All-Star break, and you did not make the All-Star team, but you were saying that exact same thing back then. You were talking about how I believe I'm one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Wins don't get you anything starting in the All-Star game either. Second in the league in wins, that doesn't get you on the All-Star game.
Nothing at all. Well, you know what?
I'm going to ask Tony to pull me out after 4 2/3 every time, since it doesn't matter. No, it really is so important, because to me it's important to believe that you're the best in the game. Because for me, if I set a goal, say I want to go out there and win 17 games, then when I get 16 games, I'm saying, I just got to win one more. Internally, I'll say that. So that's why I don't set number goals going into the season or during a season, because what if I go out there and win every start? I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible for me to jump up in the air and fly to that cloud over there. It's not impossible for me to go out there and win every start because of the team I have and the belief I have in my own ability. So I don't want to short myself on those kind of goals. You can only be as good as you believe you can be. And I have complete confidence in myself to go out there and be really good at this game. Whether I am or not, I'm going to believe I am.
Who's the most competitive guy in this team now that Smoltz has left?
I don't know. It might be tough to get past me on that one.
I was just going to say, I think we're talking to him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think he's going to go try to touch that cloud after this.
If there's somebody else that says they're more competitive than me, well, then we'll just have a competition and decide it.
That's pretty much what I thought.
I'm curious from a pitcher's perspective, watching your offense and having Holiday in the lineup. Do you see a difference in the way the pitchers are approaching Albert now that he's got that bit of protection in the lineup? Do you notice it?
Well, I can't wait to see it for a whole season. Mm-hmm. It dramatically and drastically changed our lineup last year, having Matt in it. But not just Albert. It makes Luddy better. It makes Yachty better. It makes guys even like Skip and Brendan better, that Tony can move them around, put them in spots that's going to help the team better and help our lineup better. It makes everybody better having that other big bopper in there. And Luddy is that big bopper too. 2 years ago, he hit 37 homers and 113 RBIs. I mean, who wouldn't love to have that on their lineup? And he's the guy that no one's even talking about. So when you have Matt Holliday, hopefully the pitcher will put all their emphasis in getting Albert and Matt out, and then forget about the rest of the team and let themselves down, and we'll score 2 or 3 runs real quick with the other guys.
Particularly with those dangerous pitchers batting eighth now.
It's definitely got to be the top 3-4 combination out there. I don't see how anybody could be better than that.
It's hard to imagine. It really is.
Adam Wainwright has been our guest here with Burwell and Stelton on 101 ESPN. We're glad you stopped by, man.
Yeah, because we were. I mean, literally, we were going to fire our producer if he did not get you on here.
I walked by here every day and said, all right, I was going to do an interview, but nobody set up.
He was coming at you with a sad face and trying to get the sympathy from you.
Go up there and look like a sad little Cocker Spaniel. Tilt your head and go, they're going to fire me.
Job successful then. He's got a job. He plays the puppy dog route good.
Thanks for coming by,
Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Thanks for having me.